I was 21 years old and a complete virgin. I had very little experience, if any, with women. I dropped out of college because I had a mental breakdown. And say what you want about college, but it makes socializing with women a lot easier. But here I am at 21 years old in my parents' house with no job because I had crippling anxiety and a desperate want to interact with women. Not even to just have sex with them, but just interact with them. And the thing is, when you're at this stage in your life and you don't have this base need fulfilled, it's all you can think about. It literally takes over your mind. I remember falling asleep in bed and the very last thing I would be thinking about is the last interaction that I had with a woman. Maybe it was earlier in a game of Overwatch that we had. When you're a young man and you're starved of any sort of attention from the opposite sex, it can turn into a really destructive cycle, which led me to dating apps. As someone who didn't have a job, didn't go to college or university or anything like that, my best shot, apart from going outside and actually speaking to women, which is fucking, terrifying for me at this point, was dating apps. Dating apps provide the solution for socially awkward people to at least interact with women. So here I am, I'm fucking downloading Tinder, I'm downloading Bumble, I'm downloading Hinge, I'm downloading every single fucking dating app you could possibly imagine to up my chances of interacting with a woman. I open up Tinder. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm finally gonna see some women. Woo, let's go. And then I have to set up my profile. I'm like, oh, right, of course, I have to set up my profile. Sam from Birmingham, I'm 21. You need a picture. I have like one okay picture of me. Okay picture. I'm gonna use that and that'll be fine. I look nice there. I'm with my family and I'm smiling and that's a good picture, right? That's what women want. That's what film and TV has taught me that women want. They want a nice guy. I upload my profile picture to my Tinder. Finally, I get access to the swiping stack. I'm swiping away. Oh my God, yes, 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 yes. And a day goes by. I've used up all of my swipes. I've went on my other apps. I've used up all of my swipes on those apps as well. And I've gotten like one match, if that, and it's a sex bot trying to funnel me into their OnlyFans. Okay. Well, maybe it's just the algorithm of these apps. Maybe they want to make sure I'm like a real person interacting with the apps often. So I'll just continue using them every single day for like a week and we'll see how it goes. And that's exactly what I did. I continued using all of the apps. And this would take, by the way, like 2 hours a day just going through all of these apps, like just trying to interact with a woman. But alas, I never got any luck with women on these apps. After a week of swiping and wasting 2 hours a day, I didn't have a meaningful interaction with a single woman. I get a lot of young men asking me whether they should use dating apps while they're on their self-improvement journey. I had a young chap in my Discord just yesterday ask me this, which is what's prompted me to make this video. Let me put it this way, man, okay? As a seasoned veteran of the dating app rotation, trust me, I've done my time in the trenches. I can tell you right now that I have not met a single woman on any of these dating apps which were worth my time. That's not to say that I didn't have any success on there. I did meet some women. Perhaps I took some women on some dates. But what I'm saying is, not a single one of those women was actually worth my time. And honestly, I'm in the position that I'm in now, and my life has went like this in the last few years since I was doing this, that I can honestly say now that I'm so thankful that things didn't go just slightly better with any of these women that I met on this dating app, because if it did, and maybe I got myself a girlfriend at that point in my life, I might not have taken the massive action I've taken to get to the stage that I'm at now. Maybe I'm just a little bit more comfortable. I've completed life. I've got my female attention locked down. I've got sex locked down every night. I don't have as much of a reason to do shit. Maybe if I was locked down with a girlfriend, I wouldn't have went to Thailand, and I wouldn't have went to Dubai, and I wouldn't have went to the Netherlands. I wouldn't have traveled the world. That's probably the case. With how feminine I was at that stage in my life as well, and I know for a fact I would put so many of my eggs in that basket if it was available to me. Because honestly, like, the work that I've done in the last few years to grow as a man, rather than just becoming comfortable in a relationship with a girl that I met on a dating app, has been far harder of a journey than if I was to just date a random girl and find my fulfillment there. So if the tangible option was there for me, no doubt I probably would have taken it. But thankfully for me, each one of these girls that I did meet with, they just weren't quite enough for me, you know? Like, maybe they weren't into me, maybe they weren't giving me the best energy, maybe I wasn't enough for them at that point. For sure, there's been times where I've went on dates with a girl. I'll tell you about this girl on Bumble, and I went on 2 dates with this girl. This was like a lot of character development for me, because I think this was my very first date I took a girl on, and I was so awkward, man. I was so awkward. Like, what the fuck do I speak about with this girl, this university student who probably has so much more going for her than I do right now in my life? At that point in my life, I didn't have shit going for me. I was just like mentally ill, depressed, anxious, stayed in my house all day. I streamed video games on Twitch. I was super early on in my journey to becoming the man I am now. Therefore, I had nothing to talk about. I was really awkward, and I wasn't even ready to be on that date, but I did it because it was so disgustingly far out of my comfort zone that I just had to do it. And this girl was actually, she was nice. She was showing interest for some reason. She decided to go on a second date with me, which means I must have done something right. But once again, even though she was a lovely girl, she was very nice to me. I'm so glad I didn't end up in like some sort of relationship with her, because it would have made me just comfortable enough to not make the massive leaps and bounds that I have now. So to answer your question, Mr. Viewer, who is watching this, young man who is chronically horny, you're completely starved of any female attention, should you go on dating apps? It's a hard question for me to answer, right? Because I've already told you how horrible I felt when I was starved of female attention, and I would have done anything to get it. I was fucking clawing away trying to get any sort of female validation, which led me to downloading these dating apps. And even still doing that, I have landed myself in the position I'm in now. So surely, Sam, downloading these dating apps isn't that bad. Sure. But once again, I really do think I was lucky, because I was very susceptible to falling into many traps which are laid out before you when you go onto dating apps. And for sure, I did fall into some of them. I spent 2 hours a day on these fucking apps. Let me put it this way, man, okay? There's 365 days in a year. Let's do some maths. That's 730 hours that you could spend doing something else which actually makes you an ecosystem in terms of women entering your life rather than you constantly chasing them. And it's so funny I say that, because that's the exact advice I give to my video editors inside of my Academy of Excellence. I'm not going to plug, don't worry, but like genuinely, instead of constantly chasing clients, sending out 10, 15, 20 emails a day, cold outreach, all of this dog shit, right? Just create an ecosystem which brings clients to your door. They want to work with you. You don't have to continually chase them forever. It's the exact same with women. If you use your time right now as a young, hurt, largely ignored young man to chase what you want, you know what you're doing, right? When you're chasing something, it's running away from you. But if you right now have this mental shift, okay, Sam, I understand. I had a bit of a slower start in life. I didn't get into the positive feedback loop during school where I'm managing to talk to lots of girls and maybe I'm taking them on dates. I was a bit of a shy, introverted guy. I wasn't the most popular. That's just how it is, Sam. I get it, okay. And now I really want to talk to women, but if I go out of my way to talk to women now, it's going to affect my long-term progress in life. What I need to do, Sam, is I need to come to the mental acceptance that I perhaps am not going to get the female attention and the validation that I want for at least a year. And of course, I'm not saying to you that you should close yourself off from getting female attention. I'm not saying to go the autistic MG Tao way, whatever the fuck it is, men going their own way. I'm just saying, like, if you just come to a mental acceptance that you're probably not going to get as much female attention in the next 1 to 2 years as you would like, there's a lot of power in that, because you're no longer, like, expecting anything. You've probably heard, like, you know, keep your expectations low so you can never be disappointed. That's exactly what this is. And hopefully by having this mental shift, you no longer have to obsess over it. You can focus on other things, but while your crippling loneliness and lack of female attention is on the forefront of your mind and you're thinking about it before you go to sleep and all of this shit, you are going to constantly be craving. Your entire life essence is going to be focused around chasing that feeling that you you desire. I think if I was able to give young Sam advice, I would tell him exactly this. Just say, Sam, listen, bro, these YouTube self-improvement guys, the red pill dating coaches, they're wrong, okay? Listen, I'm just going to be brutally honest with you, Sam. You are not in any stage right now to be worrying about women. You're not. You need to not worry about your cold approach game and taking girls on dates. You need to level up in social skills. You need to build your body. You need to build a business. You need to build character. And building character comes from suffering. And the good news is, Sam, when you're building all three of these, you're suffering, okay? But alas, I didn't have that advice. I had the advice of, oh, Sam, you should like go to the clubs and like talk to women and do cold approaches and you need to like get some game, Sam, and all this shit. And it led me through this pathway of just obsessively thinking about how fucking lonely I am. And that is what led me to dating apps. So if you feel like you're being pulled towards dating apps right now, you're probably in a very similar position that I was in. And that would be my advice to you. Just come to accept that you're not the guy just yet, man. Just yet. You know what? Just yet. I fucking believe in you, though. If you just give yourself a good focused 1 to 2 years, right, where you're not constantly berating yourself and talking down upon yourself, I guarantee you that you'll be grown enough to be worthy of a woman's love. And it will be a good woman as well. It won't be the type of fucking denizens that you find on Bumble and Tinder. But until then, man, you need to just fucking focus, man. And it's not the end of the world if you do end up on a dating apps. I'm not gonna fucking give you an ultimatum here like, if you go on a dating apps and your life's over and you're a loser forever. Because I managed to do it. I did manage to do it. But fuck me, I wasted so much time. And again, I didn't get any tangible ROI from using those apps. I didn't meet a single girl who I'd consider any sort of long-term relationship with. Okay, not a single one. And it actually just does a lot more damage than what you would think, because if you're constantly exposing yourself to the options of the dating market, and every single time you swipe yes on someone, you don't have a pop-up saying, oh, they like you too. You're just fucking destroying your self-esteem, man. You really are. You're completely destroying your self-esteem as a young man. It's not worth getting on these dating apps, guys. There's nothing for you there. And honestly, if you're not already the G who's getting results in real life, you're probably not going to get results on these dating apps either. So it ends up just being a big waste of time and it destroys your self-esteem, okay? I'm going to shut up now because I've been talking for too long. If you want to learn how to make money online from the comfort of your bedroom or traveling the world with your laptop, I teach over 500 of my students how to do exactly that. And as you can see on the screen, we're getting excellent results for my students inside of my academy. You could be next. Check the links in the description right now. Take care, boys.